Hey there, it's Wooksy. I'm going to make a quick little guide for demonspawn. This is just for someone who's interested in it on Reddit. I have not had the time to completely make the guide itself. Sorry if it sounds like my voice is weird right now. I got something in my mouth. Think all the dirty jokes I'll get, but regardless, here we go. Alright, so for the tree first, there's a couple different things you want to focus on. First, you're going to focus on what type of element damage you are. Well, to find this out, you simply hover over your skills. So you'll see how in the top left, near the actual icon, it'll say magic. That means that you deal magic-based damage. So you need items with magic damage on it, or else those abilities will not scale. Okay? The next really important thing that we're going to do on this character is that we want to cap your cooldowns. Cooldown reduction needs to get all the way to 50%. I'm overcapped right now, but that is fine. You at least need the 50%. Okay. What item do I not have on? Whatever, I'm missing something, but these all should be capped to at least 60. That will reduce your damage by an absolute ton. Also increasing your reduction, HP, everything else is really good. For your damage and your mitigation and whatnot, you're going to try to want to stack as many all talents, so it will look like this. Let's see, I got this on here. So all talents, it's +1, +2, +3, depends the item. I'm wearing really bad items right now, so I do not have many. But you want to get that as high as possible, because every single one of those points gives you a point in every single one of these abilities. So you just deal way more damage, or you take way less damage depending on your class. However your tree is built, you'll be gaining a lot more from that. So pretending these are capped, right? We're chasing after magic damage. Your cooldown reduction is capped. You're stacking as much as reduction and HP as you can. This way you don't die, because we are going Bone Storm. So we want to be as close to our enemy as possible, and that's for the single out passive. So the tree that I went is a hybrid between Bone Conjurer and Bloodlord. I chose to use the Bone Storm set with Bone Storm. This way it ticks a lot faster, does a lot more damage, and you take less damage while using it. I also use Bone Barrage just because it's a really good burst cooldown, so keeping that on cooldown as much as possible will help you. Then for Blood Surge and Blood Tendrils, this is just a really solid beam of damage. Pretty much it. Hero levels, depending on how you're playing, but assuming you're brand new, you're going to want to get the HP. Okay, so, and then for hero level 20, you're going to want to get the armor. Hero level 30, you have a choice between crit damage, return damage, and elemental damage. Now, elemental damage does apply to every single element. So, fizz, magic, wind, cold, fire, poison, lightning. Elemental damage will apply to all of that on your abilities. And same with your attacks. So say if I was a cold build and I had elemental damage, that would be giving me damage towards my cold attacks. So getting the additional elemental damage from here is really big. We do not use damage return. That's a stat used by shield lancers, and we are not going crit, so we do not need critical strike. For this, I always just get divine shield. I do not like Shockwave right now, and I do not like Meteor, because even though they do more damage, they cause you to push enemies out of the way with their effects, and to me that's quite annoying, so I do like the Divine Shield. Out of these, you have two abilities that are based on energy. So this is based on fire and energy. This is based on poison and energy. This is based on fizz, wind damage, and strength. So you'll be going for one of these. I usually go for poison just because the stack's higher. Usually does more damage than fire. Now again, for level 60 hero level, you have the choice between crit chance, movement speed, and attack speed. For this build, we're not going to really use the attack speed. The movement speed is really good. I would probably get the crit chance, but just for the sake of the video, and since you're starting out, you're probably not going to be going crit, so I would definitely get the movement speed. And then the last one I'm going to show is hero level 70, because after this point you'll kind of know what's going on in the game. So hero level 70 gives you a choice between HP, mana, and all stats. The HP and mana are not scaled up high enough yet to be worth it over the all stats, so you will always get the all stats. Mercenary, I'm not going to talk about Mercenary right now. So for gear, I am using the Bone Conjurer set. Again, this increases Bone Storm's damage and we tick rate. It's really good. You'll see it in a second here, but I do want to give myself a relic. No, you cannot do this because this is a dev command only. But I want to get this to show you guys. Okay, so now we got oversized, so all of our projectiles are times two their size. So our beam and everything is going to be a lot stronger. So what you want to do is that since Blood Surge is a toggle, it will basically just non-stop toggle on and off if you hold it. So you cannot have it on your just right-click spam. Okay. So you want to have Blood Tendrils first, followed by Bone Barrage, followed by Bone Storm. And the reason why is because Blood Tendrils gives you a buff, which during these cooldowns, you'll be able to turn on Bloodstorm and be able to use the Blood Tendril buff initially. So it'll look like this. And that's basically the start of your damage. Now, overall, this class is fairly easy to play. Does not take a whole lot to do, but let's go ahead and do like Hell 3 just for the fun of it. Hell 1 I flew through. I am using 10 out of 10 items with 100%, so these type of monsters should not be giving me too much trouble. Yeah, as you can see, I can still farm them very well. Now, what are some good places to start farming? Definitely would try to go for like boss dungeons. And what a boss dungeon is it will be, let me actually take you there really quick. Just gonna go ahead and do this run, see if I can find it. I'll go over mining in another video. Again, this isn't like an actual like class guide. This is just a video I'm making for somebody on Reddit. Alright, so Mysterious Pyramid. These will be the 3 dungeons before the Act Boss, and including the Act Boss. So the reason why we're going to do that is because the dungeons in here contain higher rarity monsters, so you're more likely to get better items and have items drop more often. See, I probably shouldn't have gotten those buffs. Usually don't grab like the devil buff unless you have the stone face relic. If you do have the stone face relic, then you won't get the negative effects of the buff itself. So again, just clearing this out. Helps if you have friends, because you guys can all just clear basically to a boss and teleport each other to the bosses themselves, or to like the boss rooms and farm those. It's also a really good way for starting items. So we left a couple mobs. That's a champion. We definitely want to make sure that he is dead. We're basically looking for champions, elites, uh, mini bosses, and bosses in terms of monster rarity. And you will just fully clear these areas. And again, I am going a little slow right now. I don't have relics or anything really, just besides oversized. So my movement speed is below 500. Oops, I did not mean to do that. So now we're starting to get to some of the ancient mobs. These are the ones that are going to really be dropping a lot of your good items. So it is important to try to kill them as much as possible. Got something right there. Granted, it's not super great, but it's better than nothing. The damage is not the highest right now, but it is good enough to probably do health 5, but not going to do that right now, just going to do health 3. So yeah, that is just a quick little easy guide for demon spawn, or pretty much any character. Uh, the runes that I have in my gear, so the little sockets you see, these are hell runes. They give you all stats percentage. Now you can use like Vex runes, which give you energy percent, or Drax runes, which gives you damage reduction percent. Lots of different choices. This is a really good starting weapon, just because it's like extremely cheap to get this setup going. The shield is basically free. The ring isn't gonna cost you very much. This type of belt might cost you a little bit. The potion isn't really gonna cost you anything. So none of these items are really gonna cost you too much. Um, it's more so just getting them leveled up and maxed up. So maxed up to 10 out of 10, trying to get the quality as close to 100% or higher, and that should help you out. So yeah, if you have any questions, go ahead and comment in the thread. If not, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. And hopefully I do have time to actually make the guides that I want to make. I know I say this in like every single video, but things are crazy. Hopefully one of these days I'll be able to sit down and kind of go over what's going on with us developing the game. So yeah, hopefully you enjoy, and I will see you in the next one.